And welcome back to the Big BR Show. That's 428 Chase on YouTube. Well, like I said, welcome back if you've been here before. If you're new, welcome in. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. And my name is Bill, and I'm coming at you live from Mesa, Arizona. As you can see right behind me, this is a Apache Judge. Well, it's an Arizona scene. It's not Apache Junction. It's east, I guess, northeast of Apache Junction. This is Gold Town mining area. From back in the cowboy days. And when we talk about cowboys, gotta talk about Indians, or better known as Native Americans, I guess would be the proper term to use. However, at any rate, last night I did George Carlin routine about the primitive sergeant. He was talking about like a caveman from back, back in the time of caveman, needed a primitive sergeant. Well, moving ahead in the time of 1800s or whatever, cowboys and Indians. We had to have an Indian sergeant. And that's where we're going tonight, or what we're going with today. George Carlin and Indian Staff Sergeant. Let's get into it.
He's got a bundle of great routines, and I love this one. Here is George Carlin. George?
I've been watching the Westerns. All of us have been watching Western movies, an endless stream of them, for our entire lives, and I've noticed something about them. When the Westerns involve Indians, and sometimes they don't, sometimes it's Brian Donlevy with a black hat and a crooked card game. When they involve Indians, the big scene always seems to be when the Indians finally attack the cowboys. We've been waiting for it throughout the entire movie. You can see them standing on the hill. And that's the big scene, when they finally get to them. And you always see exactly how the cowboys prepare for this attack.
Now pull them wagons around the circle. Get them old ladies up there holding up the weapons. Come on, now tear up them petticoats. Use them for bandages. Get that water up there. Stand.
Big hassle. We never see how the Indians prepare. And it's their attack, right? Now, the Indians were good fighters. Just because they started in Massachusetts and wound up defending Malibu doesn't mean they're... We really didn't play the game with them. As I say, now, the Indians were good fighters, and if this is so, they must have been well organized. There must have been a way to divide their manpower. It wasn't just one old chief, many moon come Choctaw, and a lot of guys running. There had to be intermediate authority, a way to divide their manpower. No army can make it without a sergeant, a tough, veteran, battle-hardened sergeant, and the Indians were no exception.
All right, all the tall guys over by the trees. Fat guys down behind the rocks. You with the beads, out of line. All right, knock off the horseplay. Come on, knock off the horseplay. Come on, you guys over there playing with the horse, will you knock it off? Yous have all been given a piece of birch bark and an eagle dipped in feathers blood. I mean a feather dipped in eagle. I always like to say something wrong so you'll feel at ease. We want you to write on the birch bark in the upper right-hand corner. And that's the upper right-hand corner. That's your arrow hand. I want you to write your name. Last name first, first name last. Your name is Running Bear, you write Bear, running. By the way, you guys with middle initials, please include them, such as Wolf, Howling W. When you need your name, we want your age in summers. I've been alive for 14 summers, you put down 14 summers. You've been alive for 16 summers, you put, yes, prancing antelope. If you were born in the winter, put it down. There's one in every village. All right, a lot of you have been asking me about the promotion list. You'd like to make Brave second class. Like to get another scar up on your arm. I'm happy to say the results of your early tests have come in. You're doing beautifully. Burning settlers' homes, everybody passed. Imitating a coyote, everybody passed. Sneaking quietly through the woods, everybody passed, except limping ox. However, our limping ox is being fitted with a pair of corrective moccasins. He should be up and dancing in no time at all. Now, there are two other areas on which you will be tested. Running down the hill, yelling like a nut. And leaping off the cliff. Leaping off the cliff is generally considered to be the tougher of the two. A lot of fellas like to save that one for last. I got a couple other announcements for you here. First of all, the fertility rites have been called off. Due to the recent cold wave. There'll be a rain dance Friday night, weather permitting. Got a great band. Leaping Lizard and the All-Stars will be there. And all your favorite tunes, pass that peace pipe, Indian love call, all them tunes you've come to know and love. I got one other item goes on your clothing list. That is your loin cloth. And that appears on your list as one each cloth loin type. But there is your loin cloth. You'll want to get to know and love your loin cloth. Someday it may save your life. There'll be a massacre tonight at 9 o'clock. Meet down by the bonfire, we'll dance around a little and move out. This is the fourth straight night we've attacked the fort. However, tonight it will not be as easy. Tonight there will be soldiers in the fort. Happy to say I'll be leading the massacre. I'll be down front running. You'll see me. I'm the one that's on fire. Now, your equipment, your uniform of the day, this here is a Class A formal massacre. That's the Class A summer loincloth. 2 green stripes over the eye, no feather. Arms are blue, legs are red, chest is optional. Might put a little yellow on the bellies. And your equipment, 3 large knives, 3 small knives, 3 medium-sized knives, 2 rock tomahawks, 2 shell tomahawks, 5 spears, 3 bows, and 30 arrows. Now, if any of this equipment is not used tonight, please make sure it is returned to the souvenir shop by tomorrow morning.
And we're back. Once again, that was George Carlin and Indian Sargent. And like as you've seen throughout the video, the advertisement there sort of it was on the Merv Griffin show. That means that was live TV, back in the day. Much younger, cleaner. George Carlin, well dressed, well mannered, so to speak. And but his usual self was his diagnostics of comedy. Breaking down all the way back in the Western days, based on, like he says, watching the, TV, Western TV shows. And, he had a point there, like he says, you always see the cowboys preparing for their, attacks, expecting attacks. They got the wagon trains circling, make a circle with their wagon trains to protect the inner of your community there. Um, of course, there was forts. It talks about attacking the soldiers' forts with the high fences and guard towers and whatnot. Yeah, that's can't say I was a big Western fan, but by the same token, I watched a lot of Western stuff. Including especially all the TV shows, The Rifleman, The McCoys, and Bonanza, and I'm a I watched those, but like I said, not necessarily my preference for TV or movies, but I enjoy them anyways. That's not, like I said, it's not top on my list. But George Carlin is. Thanks again. If you like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Um, Give me a comment if you got some George Carlin. You want to hear some more George Carlin. Uh, if you have anything else you want to hear on the channel, drop it in the comments. Otherwise, y'all have a good night. Bye now.